detective thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. Back to Hell Motel. We're going to do a double episode, episodes 5 and 6. So we're finally back to some TV, back to our TV coverage. But before we get to that, let's do a quick whip round. Jared, my viewing was small. I watched a documentary on Netflix called Amy Bradley is Missing, which was 3 episodes, all about a girl going missing on a cruise ship in 1997. They left out large pieces of information to satisfy a narrative that they are clearly running. And I'm so fucking sick of this shit. It's like, just put the information out there and we will make up our minds. Like, why does it have to be fucking vetted to be a certain way?
Well, it's always like...
In a case like this...
It's a story. It's a
But, Jared, in a case like this, there's no ending to it.
Yeah.
And there are multiple possibilities.
Yeah.
So put those possibilities, all of it, on the table.
Yep.
Don't selectively leave things out.
Well, it's like when I was studying films at uni, mate. They one of the big eye openers was when we did some work on docos, and they were basically like, "Don't be fooled. Documentaries are no different to
actual film.
They have a script. They have a they're going to weave a story out of it. So and we're seeing it more and more with some of these Netflix ones and whatever, where they omit a certain detail to make it look a certain way, or
Yeah. It's just really
it is annoying,
frustrating.
though. It is annoying when some of these stories are already pretty fucking engaging.
Yeah, compelling.
Yeah.
This was a compelling case.
Yep.
So open this one up to interpretation and say, okay, here's the facts that we have. So we're not going to present you with this is what we think. We're going to put the pieces on the table and you can consider it. It's just that sort of documentary filmmaking, which unfortunately, Jared, I think you might be right, hasn't really gone on at all. It's always been sort of curated to be what the filmmakers want. Ultimately, yeah, look, it's a compelling case that's let down by the fact that they omitted. And I remember thinking about it as we got to the 3rd episode. I was kind of like, I'd listened to a podcast and they'd said this, and I haven't seen any of this yet. And that bit was just thoroughly omitted.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
annoying.
was just like...
because it's not really the full story, and that's where you get the whole perception of this is somebody's telling of the story.
Oh, by the way, Jared, though, of course, we went to the online sleuths in episode 3.
Oh,
those wise motherfuckers who seem to know everything there is to know, although come across as knowing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Look, I don't think that's always a bad thing. I think it is... There is instances where that has been helpful, and there is people who...
Oh, there are people who take it very seriously and are very good at it.
Yes, but then when it becomes like a popular one or a mainstream one, when every old person's jumping onto YouTube
Some
making a video...
dickhead was there going, abducted by aliens.
Yeah, of course. Well, Bigfoot probably would have been involved in that too.
Of course.
Would have jumped through a portal and then jumped back through it.
Well,
but,
you know how they
no,
move.
sorry, that's a Sasquatch, is it?
Sorry,
Bigfoot's can't do that.
That's Abominable Snowman. Come on, Jerry.
Sorry.
Get your shit together on what these fucking...
the ins and outs of the cryptid.
cryptozoology fucking side of the house.
Yeah, but it's like when it becomes somebody who is just doing that for their own ends, or gets onto something that's wrong but continues to push it, or throws somebody's name out there or something like that, that's not helpful.
No, that's not. So I watched another train wreck episode. It was about PI Mums, which was a TV show. Didn't know much about this one. It was a sharp 45 minutes. It was a bit of fun. I mean, I had to laugh at. The PI mums were like women who had kids who were now working in a PI business run by this dude, right? It was a reality show. Absolute rubbish.
Sounds great.
Fucking rubbish, right? but they had the people talking about the guy who ran the business. His name was Chris, I think. And at one point they go, he wasn't really the sharpest tool in the shed. And it shows him on camera and the fucking GPS is going, turn left. And he goes, but I want to turn right. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Good one. Look, it was pretty slight. There wasn't a lot to it. I am looking forward to the next one, which is about a shitload of idiots coming to Area 51 and threatening to fucking bust in there or something. Which you know, I love that kind of stupidity.
What is wrong with us? What is wrong with the human race in general?
Oh, there's a lot, Jared. We're going to fucking be here all night. And the last one, Jared, was the big release on Netflix on Friday night, which was Happy Gilmore 2.
Yep. I watched that as well.
Look, I got a couple of laughs.
Yeah, John Daly.
Yeah, John Daly. Steve Buscemi, yeah. I mean, you know, there was a few bawdy gags that I fucking giggled at when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fucking stupid, and it went for 2 hours, which I could not fathom how they got 2 hours out of it.
Yeah, it was sort of up and down. Some of the new golf stuff was like, it went a bit over the top, but I thought, was it Benny Safdie that was playing that one?
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty funny at times.
Funny. Oh, look, some of the golf stuff was all right. Like their preparations for that fucking gig they were doing, where you had all these top flight golfers fucking acting the goat and fucking pissing around and stuff. Yeah. That was all right.
That was pretty funny. Was it Scheffler that ended up in prison?
Yeah, that was my favourite bit right then.
What's on the menu today?
Yeah, what's on the menu? Fish sticks. Oh, I'll stay another night.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought John Daly was consistently
funny. Yeah.
I thought there was a couple of, you know, what's his name? MJF. He's a wrestler, and he played like the oldest of the sons.
Yes.
I got a few laughs out of him.
I got a few laughs out of the sons because that was more the Happy Gilmore I was looking for.
Yes.
The sons took over the angry.
Yeah. All in all, the story didn't really hit, but there was moments all throughout that I was enjoying.
Yeah.
You know what else I observed was that the 2 daughters of his that were in there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and say they were great actors, but it was kind of nice. You could see there was a genuine connection.
Yeah.
I think that was probably actually not a bad move.
Yeah.
All in all, it was a bit of fun.
Look, I had enough fun with it, but I'll tell you what, I fucking wouldn't be able to tell you much about it come tomorrow, I'd suggest.
Bad Bunny also got a few laughs out of it.
Yeah.
The caddy. It should have been more on the old golf scene, I reckon, before they went to the maxi stuff.
Oh, look, I also enjoyed the Shooter McGavin angle. I thought we brought the Shooter back, and then we put him with Happy Gilmore, which I thought was kind of cool.
You know, this won't surprise you at all, but the crassest gag that he had was probably the one that I laughed at the most when he couldn't get past the shoe up the clacker. Do you know why that happens? Because he's got a shoe up his ass.
You forget about the shoe.
I did laugh at it.
Yeah, there's probably some shit I shouldn't have laughed at.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the kids telling them what they were doing for a job, and it just cut to them fucking with something in between them.
But that was a throwback, and I did again.
Yeah, I got a good laugh out of that. But yeah, look, not great cinema.
No, it wasn't. It was another sort of, you know, you'll enjoy it. It's a bit of a throwaway.
But yeah, I don't know how you get 2 hours out of it. I'm fucking baffled. And cameos galore.
But you got 2 hours out of it, and I didn't get enough Ben Stiller. Probably could have done with a little more Shooter.
Yeah, we got bogged down in some shit.
Yeah,
we got although I found some of it highly amusing, his first return to golf.
Yep.
When he was playing with those other 3 fucking ball bags.
Yes.
That was probably not really that necessary. Although I did laugh.
It wasn't all that necessary. But the crash? I don't know why. I just fucking pissed myself at
that was pretty funny.
So, yeah.
But overall, she's a bit of a sort of a throwaway.
It's a bit light, piece. It was, I was on the positive, but like a 3 out of 5 kind of range. Yeah. 2.5, 3 out of 5. I watched the first one beforehand as well.
I still love the first one.
Yeah, it's still.
I felt there should have been also in the second one a throwdown with another celeb.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Bob Barker
Definitely,
style.
definitely.
I was a bit disappointed there was none of that.
Yes. And we certainly missed Carl Weathers. Love
It's all
Carl
on the
Weathers.
hips.
Love Carl
It's
Weathers.
all on the hips. Chubsy.
But yeah, all in all, it wasn't bad. I think I mentioned that I was working my way through the Lou Ferrigno Hercules flicks. And I made a comment.
Most people do.
I made a comment that the second one, I was enjoying the second one more.
Yeah.
I hadn't finished the second one when I made that comment.
You fucking went it. You went early on a Ferrigno Hercules film.
So yeah, I probably need to recant that the second one's better. Because it gets
a bit weird.
Well, they just kind of start bouncing around from one thing to the next. And I was like, this is getting a bit strange. And then it was explained once I read the chapter in the canon book that they hadn't actually told him they were filming a Hercules sequel. They were filming a completely different movie and got him back for 2 weeks of reshoots or whatever, and then bumped it up to 4, and then decided, if we reuse a bit of this, if we use stuff that's been cut out of that.
Jesus, Jared.
And then if we don't tell him that we're making a Hercules sequel and just have this character roll up to situations and fly through them, we've got a sequel.
In canon?
So that's what they did. I believe Lou cottoned on that's what was going on. But yeah, it gets to the point where I think they actually reuse an entire fight from the first one, but they use
different cuts.
They draw over it with the old kind of, the old special effects that they would do like lightning or things out of it.
Yeah.
They draw over the whole fight with that to make it look completely different, put it on a background of like stars and fucking. So it was pretty. It was
hell.
It was just classic sort of canon moves. But that wasn't enough to turn me off Lou Ferrigno canon pictures for 1 week.
Fucking hell.
So I jumped into Sinbad of the Seven Seas.
Did Lou know that he was making a Sinbad movie here?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't read the chapter, but I'm pretty sure Lou knew that he was actually making a Sinbad film in this one. But it's kind of similar. Like it's just it's like it's the same character and they're just wandering from place to place, encountering somebody and fighting their way through it or whatever. This one, I think it was also Luigi Cozzi directed, but Enzo Castellari was fucking credited too. So I don't know. Maybe it was another situation where someone got canned and someone took over. More of these ones where canon was like halfway there. They'd have some reasonably impressive like sets and costumes and things like that. But then when things start happening, you're just like, what's going on? What is going on? Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't recommend them unless you're working your way through a canon films book. Obviously, the Happy Gilmores were next, and the last one, Adam. I mean, we were just laughing at Bigfoots and things like that. But I watched the doco on Hunts for Australia's Big Cats.
Oh yes,
yeah. It was called The Hunt in Search of Australia's Big Cats. It was all right because
did they have some decent footage?
Had really good footage. That's one of the things about the Australia's Big Cats. There's fucking film footage everywhere.
Is it just someone zoomed in on tight on the fucking their fucking cat?
Well, there's legitimate ones. Like, there's ones where you look at it, and I mean, there's a bunch of them where I look at it and I'm like, fuck, that looks like a fucking panther.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's fucking nice looking videos out there everywhere.
That's good because fucking that's the problem with Bigfoot.
Yeah,
there's never any footage of the gun.
So we've actually got lots of footage, but the thing with this one was the guy that was kind of running it he'd worked in, I can't remember which zoo it was, but he had a legitimate background in
so he knew
animals and science and things like that. So he knew what he was looking for. And so he was out fucking taking carcasses. He had the trail cameras. Of course, he had the trail cameras set up.
Of course.
But he was out there. He was picking up feces. He was doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, nothing screams legitimate like picking up a turd.
There's one bit that makes me laugh where he's got these two guys that have been doing it for a while, two older heads, and honestly, all of them they don't seem like
Crackpots. They don't
It's
seem
not,
like
it's
fucking
not bloody
lunatics.
Matt Moneymaker or, these kind of hunting things.
Holy shit.
They all look like, people who approach it from.
These guys have picked up shit.
They have picked up shit. But the funny part is, he shows one of the older guys a photo of one of the turds they picked up. And the old guy's like, oh, geez, that's a reasonable sized turd, isn't it?
It's not commenting on where it came from.
No.
It's just saying it's a big turd.
Yeah, but the issues are, it's sort of, I don't want to spoil it too much if anyone's planning on watching it. I'm assuming you're not, but
They're not.
they don't come up with anything. So that's always the problem.
Why am I not fucking surprised by that?
They do open with an interesting story though, where a bloke says he had. I can't remember what it was, but it ended up a DNA, and this was another knowledgeable guy who was essentially like, I was bang on that this came from this species of animal, and then the sample went to somewhere else, and then he never got the sample back, and they just kind of sent a letter to say this and that. But it was a story where it was like he was adamant that they'd had the result they needed, and he would just didn't have the foresight to hold on to fucking what he should have held on to, and then it just got kind of taken out of his hands, and that was it.
Well, let me ask this: what would be the issue of these? Like, if there was there was a couple of big cats out there. It's it's not like Bigfoot.
No,
we're trying to sort of say that there's a fucking humanoid creature.
Yeah, exactly. And they trace it back to
big cats is like
they trace it back to circumstances where so army units from the States or whatever have brought bobcats and things like that as mascots, and they've got out, or private ownership, which used to be very widespread.
Yeah.
of exotic animals where they've got out. Zoos where things are busted out. There's recorded instances around the area.
So you can see how it occurs.
But as they said, the issue is how would it maintain a population if it was just one or two? And so why would we still keep seeing them? And they often say, it is just large feral cats and things like that. And I'm sure some of them are definitely explained away by that. But it's interesting nonetheless. Especially when they have footage. That's the enticing part.
Footage.
I need the footage. There was one part though was when they come back to the sample of the large turd, and it comes back as fox, and all three of them are like, bullshit. I have never seen a fucking fox turd that size. They're all just going on about the size of the turd, and foxes don't do that.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a big fox. I fucking don't know. Yeah, this is the thing, Jared. Footage is king for me.
Yeah.
Because fucking Bigfoot's been ducking trail cameras for fucking ever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it.
We never get anything.
This is established that there's something there, and it's not a person in a suit.
Yeah. But also, that's why Bigfoot never gets any traction.
Yeah.
Beyond the crackpot community.
Yep.
Because there is no footage of Bigfoot. Apart from that ridiculous fucking dude in a suit from the 60s.
And anytime there is, it's too far away to make out what it actually is, or it can be explained away by someone standing behind a tree in a suit and poking their head out.
Yeah, exactly. So there's not enough footage to showcase that these things might actually be legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me. These days you can fly a drone into the most inhospitable wilderness.
Thermal cameras.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Surely you'd find something.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick up or down. The new Predator Badlands trailer arrived in full. The first one was a teaser, I believe.
Yes.
This one is the full trailer.
Yep.
I was pretty high on this one. Looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely got some things that I'm excited about.
And making sure that there's another, like there's a voice.
Yeah.
That was going to be necessary because obviously the Predator can't speak.
Well, it can.
It can speak, but it can't.
We can translate.
It can't speak English, so to speak, as far as I can tell. So having Elle Fanning as synthetic attached to him is a cool move. Because it'll bring something to the table. Although I couldn't stop laughing when he picks her up and she's in half and he drops her on the ground and she goes, "Good luck with your travels." Starts fucking crawling off.
Yeah. Look, there was a couple of things that I had some minor.
Did you have some worries?
Concerns. No, only minor ones. Like I don't want to get too off track with like large creatures and shit that are hunting. Like I want it focused more on the predators and whatnot. So when there was instances of that, I was kind of like, "Oh, let's hope that's hope that's kept to a minimum somewhat."
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm still not 100% sold on talking predators, but we'll get there. Obviously, they could always understand and whatever, but it was just like in those first two movies, it was all just observing and kind of non-verbal cues and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm open to it, and I think all in all, the trailer was definitely exciting to me. I was pretty keen to see what it's going on, and as you said, it looks kind of a little bit quirky, this relationship between the predator and the synth. So yeah, I'm keen to see what it's got on offer. More than anything, I think I've just like Dan Trachtenberg's earned the.
Well, he's got
trust.
a reasonable record, and obviously there's that news about an extended cut of Killer of Killers, which includes Arnie, Dutch, is in one of those pods.
Yes.
So is Mike Harrigan.
Yep.
From Predator 2, which is an interesting addition. And, you know, I mean, obviously Arnie can't come back in a live action film, but another animated movie we could see where Dutch might have ended up, or, you know, we might be able to explore it.
I'd never say never. Like it'd have to be a well thought out part for Arnie. Yeah, I think they got his blessing to include him in the stories and whatnot. So
that's good.
That's traction.
That is traction. All right.
And if Arnie can get an opportunity to get out of another season of Fubar and get back into Predator, maybe that's not a bad thing.
Arnie's loving Fubar right now. Yeah, it is steady work.
Steady work.
Steady work, high pay.
Reputations matter, Adam.
Reputational damage is fucking huge because it's garbage. Let's go straight into these episodes because there's no point in fucking throwing out a trailer. We've been down this road at the start of the first episode. All right, episodes 5 and 6, Jared. How do you want to run it? Like, do you want to talk about 5 separate to 6?
I think maybe
do you
just
want to slip
5
them all together?
6.
All right. Well, episode 5 as a whole, mediocre.
Yeah.
It just seems to, the whole series seems to have been like this, Jared, where we just want to have every episode, we've just got to have the fucking people sitting around in the hotel yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And accusing each other. That is the entire fucking crux of what they've done in the hotel. That's it.
Yeah. Since basically the first 2 episodes were the only ones that were a little different.
Sort of, that was the setup.
Because even in episode 2, after we'd already killed someone, there was still this kind of curiosity with the hotel and the characters and whatnot, which has sort of dissipated.
Yes, it has. There's very little else on show other than that. It's just floundering, Jared. Like, honestly, it needs to deliver something.
Yeah.
In those last couple of episodes.
Yep.
Or it's a real wash. I gave this episode 2.
Yep. I was right there with you. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's just like, as I said, this one started with some of the ideas that I was enthusiastic about. I was excited to see where they were going to run with the killers from 2 different eras angle, and it just feels like it's all fallen by the wayside.
Well, Jared, I was saying this you know, I'm just going to bring this up now. I was thinking it in while I was watching episode 6, but it doesn't really matter. It's more. Although I love that idea, I just feel like we shouldn't have told us those killers from the 90s were there. We should have had competing killers, and one of them is one of those killers, and who could have their buddy outside doing work.
Yeah,
but it's not known. So it brings more tension. It makes you think more. It builds a little bit of something because we know these people are there.
I don't even think that's the biggest issue with it. They could have played with that for sure. It could have been on the table, but
I'm just thinking
doing it how they do it. They still opportunities to have episodes where someone gets killed and we don't know whether it was the new or the old, and we don't know, like, that just hasn't been there at all.
No.
So that was the thing where I was just like, this is going to be the point of difference.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been.
They haven't leaned into it far enough.
No.
For me.
So I think that's really the bigger issue, is that we just haven't played with that at all. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's still on the table, and I think we're past the point where it's going to be all that effective, because we're getting into the episodes where we've cut it down to
like 4
to a handful of characters.
4 or 5.
So yeah,
likes wise, I mean, the girls make a fucking, good call. They take the gun, they bunker down in the room, but we also put Shirley in that room too, who has a totally different agenda.
But see, this is where they should be getting mileage.
Exactly. But at least they set that up. I thought we might get some mileage from that.
And I actually did have it as a like, although, I didn't love how it got there, but the dynamic of the boys and the girls being split up was just something different.
Yeah, yeah. They just kind of,
because as you said, we're in a phase where it just seems like they're just in.
You did it. We're fucking accusing each other every single time now.
Yeah.
Every episode, that's it. It's just a cavalcade of accusatory fucking remarks.
Yes.
Broken up by some flashbacks. That's it.
So at least sort of splitting between the boys and the girls and going about it in a different way for a brief stretch
was reasonably interesting.
Yeah.
The only other like I had was when we flashed back to the girl actually getting into one of the killers, meeting one of the killers, and then basically to have sex with him. Who's a noted slasher. He's been in every slasher. He gets his fucking head cut off or something.
Yeah.
He's in all of them. I actually found that was quite tense. It actually brought a little bit of intensity to where they start having sex and she starts fucking talking about, choking me and all this sort of shit, and he loses his interest.
Yeah.
He kind of backs up as if to sort of say, what the fuck's wrong with you, And then he I think she says something about that he killed his wife or whatever, and he sort of blows his stack a bit and grabs around the throat. There's at least a bit of intensity there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has been sorely lacking in the show.
Yep. My only other like for the episode was similar. I thought Genevieve de Graves did a pretty good job, given it was basically her episode to have flashbacks and be the lead.
Yeah.
There was parts where she was a bit over the top. They're kind of hysterical, but it was like they'd certainly written it that way.
Yeah.
But I thought as a sort of, you've got to be front and center for this one, I thought her performance was pretty good.
Yeah, great. All right, dislikes. Let's talk about bad performances. The fucking limo driver is shocking. He's shockingly bad.
Oh, he's still calling him Roy Burns.
Roy runs in and starts going, yeah, and fucking screaming and shit. His performance, it sucks.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Shit.
And then to add to that, Jared, I had a question about him. What's the timeline? Because the limo driver says he stayed in the car until the battery crapped itself. How fucking long's he been out there?
Well, this is what didn't we query the other
week?
Didn't we query the other day whether we were still on a particular night?
Weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's covering 2 nights.
2 nights. Yeah.
So has he been out there for
fucking
what?
hell.
One
night I'd have walked off into the wilderness and said, I'm taking my chances with the wild animals around here. Right?
With the fucking big cats.
I've had it.
No, Roy seems to be out there for a period of time.
Yeah.
So you waited in the car.
Comes back in like he's been in the wilderness for a couple of months.
Yeah, he's like he's the last man on earth. He's just fucking wanted back in. And then he commits a shocking performance to fucking Boot, which I thought was great.
Well, my notes were the driver. Why did we bother?
Yeah, because there was no...
There had to be another way to get a gun into the joint, because that's pretty much the purpose he served. He came in, he brought the gun in, and then we kind of add him to this spiral that Adriana's kind of going on. But his reason for being there just didn't hold for me.
No, it was useless.
And it didn't really improve proceedings.
I mean, Jared, I chuckled when, we pull out the fucking tarot cards.
Mm.
Like, we've got bigger fish to fry. We just found a guy with his intestines wrapped around his fucking neck.
Yeah, not now. Not the time.
Not now, Madam Bullshit. Not right now, okay? Because there's a fucking murderer running around who I don't think cares for whether or not the fucking sun's in the moon of Saturn or some shit.
Yeah. Poor old Madam Bullshit and her partner have just fallen into... I just can't stand them now. And it's like... You started off really interesting and having a super interesting role in this show of being the killers. So we were going to spend a bit of time with it, but they're just, every time I see the husband getting cut away from the group and then going into kind of evil killer mode, I'm like, oh, we've got to stop this.
Yeah.
We have to stop this. It's annoying.
Schmozzle.
Yeah. The thing I didn't like about the boys and girls split, as I said, in theory, I thought it brought some decent things together, and it brought up, they brought legitimate things to the table, like, most serial killers are males and all that sort of stuff. So, but it just blows up at the drop of a hat. It's just kind of, I get it. It's a tense situation.
What did you say to me? and blowing up.
Adam, as you mentioned, people under pressure after we watched Poop Cruise, where you said there's not a cool head amongst them. And I'm talking about you can't take a shit versus your life's in danger. So I get it. It's tense.
Less cool heads when your life's in danger. I mean, if I can't take a shit.
Yeah.
I mean.
But, yeah, I
don't go running to a fucking religious cult.
No, that's right.
On the ship.
That's right. It just didn't feel like it was building. It just happens at the drop of a hat. I mean, okay, it's accurate that you roll out that the blokes decide to start brawling about it. I mean, that
sounds about right.
When heads are not cool, that's probably what's going to happen. When bloke A says, my shit is not working and you won't let me use yours, and starts throwing fists, that's probably accurate.
Which one of you did a fucking shit lasagna in this toilet? No wonder.
So that part was believable. But,
fair enough.
But yeah, it just goes like that.
Yeah,
and it's sort of.
It feels like that's the only. They're trying to build like mistrust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I think about that sort of being employed in a movie, I think about like The Thing.
Yeah.
Like that's how you build it.
Yeah.
You build the mistrust.
And it can be,
them.
Like a couple of characters trust each other, but then they find something that causes them to split, and one character's on their own, and someone else says, come and join our. Like, I just feel like there's different ways to do it, other than we're all in together, and then someone starts screaming at another person, and other two people go, "Yeah, that's right," and now we're all going to walk off together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like it's their only card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's their only sort of like.
So, and that's. We spoke about that this one's longer. We've got 8 episodes, but it feels like that stuff it's just rushed. They just rushed into getting those people into a situation together.
Well, I think that was it for me on episode 5. I mean, I'm not going to release my suspect until after episode 6 because I don't think it's necessary.
Well, shit, I think you should drop it. But no, anyway, I had one more thing. It's just we're just getting into that routine again of just like eulogizing a character for an episode.
Yep.
Here's your
flashback. Now you're going to die.
Yeah. So we just knew it. We hit the flashback and the tarot cards, and I was just like, yep, we know it's her. Like,
yeah.
Why do we have to flag it at the start of the episode? Can't we just mix that a little bit?
But why can't we do a flashback without not kill that person, kill someone else?
Yeah. And the flashbacks this season just feel more disconnected too. We've just sort of left things that we're not coming back to. It's like we're uncovering info on someone and adding to their backstory, but unlike some of the more successful seasons, it's not feeding into the main storyline.
But it accounts for naught on most occasions.
The one that's baffling me the most is getting somebody killed during an interrogation and having that not come into the main storyline at all.
Yeah.
We didn't learn anything out of that. No. Okay, are they going to come back to that in episodes 7 and 8? Maybe. Maybe I'm going early. But I've just seen 2 episodes now where it's like, okay, well, now we're using the flashbacks to tell you something about this character or dig into their secrets a little, but it's just a bit too late.
It's too late.
Yeah, and it's not feeding into what's happening.
And they're not really that interesting, unfortunately.
Mm.
There was a couple of things that potentially could have been, but when they actually do flesh it out, it doesn't really come to a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a bit boring. So, no, I'm going to hold mine because I'm thinking I felt like 5 and 6 kind of, they're a package and we're heading into that penultimate period where we're going to see, I'd suggest 7 and 8 or 7 at the very least. I think we'll find out who did it.
Yeah. So, well,
that's usually how it goes in slasher, doesn't it?
The only thing I'm going to bring up is that with the sort of tarot card scene and whatever, and her dying, and this is not where I'm pointing, but if it wasn't the old killers, that only leaves the final girl, Paula Brancati's character.
What about Andy?
Having killed. Well, so what I'm saying is the tarot card.
Yeah.
There was only 3 people in the room for that.
Yeah.
One was one of the old killers.
Yeah.
So my feeling is they did her in because I don't believe the final girl is the killer.
Okay.
But if I'm wrong on that, she's the only other one in the room that feeds into this. Oh, she saw what was on the card.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking that was this kill was done by the old 2.
Okay.
Only because it's done exactly how it was on the tarot card. So, yeah, that's the only thing I came out of this episode with. But I still don't think it's her.
Okay. Episode 6. Mediocrity just continues.
Yeah.
Like, it was another one that was just, there's nothing interesting going on here. We continue to kind of flesh a character out, but it's just not worth it.
Yep.
At the end, all they do is fucking yell at each other. And even more so in this episode, like this is fucking horrendous. Like the squabbling is just, it's a fucking nightmare in this episode.
Yeah.
And it seems to be just stumbling towards what's probably going to be a very underwhelming conclusion.
I think so.
I gave this one 1.5. I think this is the worst episode of the series.
Well, I stuck with the 2, but I certainly enjoyed it less than the last episode, which I also gave it 2. So,
all right. Likes. I actually like that Blake's initial story is not the truth, so to speak. He's in there. It happened.
Yes.
But the story that he's been telling, it's not really that heroic. In fact, it's quite sort of weak.
Yeah, and I thought the flashbacks were quite stylish in
yeah, they were going for kind of a certain look and stuff, and I thought some of that worked out well.
And had a nice little moment where he's talking to the girl about marrying her and while they're trying to survive and that sort of thing. I actually thought the flashbacks were not too bad.
Yeah.
And as you said, his backstory was interesting.
Yeah, because he was lying about something that had happened to him.
Correct.
Because no one else can fucking fill the blanks. Yeah. Right?
That was my only like. So segueing.
Boom. I had one other, I think.
Okay, we'll go quickly.
When he looks up at his book reading and he sees the girl sitting there with her mouth slashed open.
Yes.
And she smiles.
It looked great.
Yeah, it looked fucking awesome. That was a really nice touch.
Yeah, very creepy.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. So, flashbacks, really enjoyed it. Yeah. Thought they were stylish. Thought his backstory was quite cool. Once again, looks like it's not going to go anywhere. Didn't add anything to any stories with the killer. Didn't
kind of connect us to someone that may be doing this.
Well, they're giving it to us just as he's about to die. So it's not it's not giving us a chance to sort of dig into Well, it makes us think about how he's acted previously, but then we're just like, well, we're not focused on him anymore because we've got these characters that we're trying to sort through who it is and this sort of thing.
Even
So
if
I'm
you
sort
threw
of-
something like this in, Jared, that the guy who did that massacre, they never found him.
Mm.
Even
That
if it was
was
just...
I didn't get that. He walked out of the room and then they said, we've got the bloke or whatever. You're
Yeah.
a hero. You took him down.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think he died.
I know he died.
He was bleeding. But it wasn't him. That's the thing. That's what I was trying to get at. Is he's been
So he
reporting
died from
here.
that stab wound.
Yeah. There's
So
a lot
he
of
just, he just killed the girl. And yeah, okay.
There
Well,
is-
that makes okay.
there
That's
are a
why
lot.
I was sort of thinking that, but when they sort of said you,
There
yeah,
are a lot of problems with that. A lot.
It's fine. That's probably very minor because I've just sort of misunderstood a moment slightly there. But I saw the wound, and he just looked pretty fit and healthy when
Yeah,
he was
fucking
threatening
oath,
to
he was
slash
still
people up.
Slashing throats.
Yeah,
So still going all right.
yeah, so
Which takes effort. But there are a lot of problems with that stuff.
it
And
just
again,
feels like it's another. It's frustrating because it was, like I said, I thought that was done well. I thought that could have his uncovering of a detail could have played really nicely if it was a factor in the main storyline. But it just feels like every flashback is just like a diversion off the course, and they're not feeding into anything that's happening.
Yeah, I would agree. Because it's just not. If he'd have still been alive, that killer, there's another guy potentially. A red herring, a possible guy who wants this guy dead, who's after him, yeah, that type of thing. Like, even if it was just something as simple as that, I think you could at least say, well, okay, there's a light connection.
But we come out of that, and the biggest thing is we look at him a little differently.
Yeah.
So all it serves to do at that point is for us to. I mean,
Question,
for me, it was
his
sort of
motivations in the hotel.
Well, I questioned a little, but that's more what it should do. You question him early, right?
But then when you're going to kill him fucking 5 seconds after we learned
That's
that
what I mean.
he lied,
That's what I mean.
well, I don't understand.
It just
that doesn't make sense.
It came out of it, and I had a bit of empathy for his situation and that sort of thing. But it's like now we're going to kill him. Whereas I think it should more be we come back to the character in this situation, and as you said, we're questioning him a little. We understand he's flawed. I get that I just
So
it all
much
feels
wrong
like
here.
it's just really disconnected from what's going on in the house, and then at the same time, in the hotel, but then at the same time, in the hotel, we're not getting this playoff between the killers that was kind of built up as the whole point of the series.
Yeah. All right. Into the dislikes. Once again, we are the episode is 2 minutes old, and we are into each other.
Mm.
You're a murderer. Blah 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 blah. It gets so fucking bad because he pulls a gun, Blake,
Yep.
ties them up, and then just spends the whole fucking time questioning them
Yeah.
as if he's going to get a fucking solid answer. Like, it's just ridiculous. And they sit there trying to explain to him, it couldn't be me. I'd be like, fuck you. Just go ahead and blow my head off then. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such bullshit. And
It sounds like you're raging about this
Well, it's a
episode. You're not happy.
Jared, it's just a desperate attempt to bring some kind of like, we're butting heads.
Yeah.
And who could it be?
Yep.
But it's doing for me is like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, you just
who
yelling
it
at
is.
each other every episode.
I don't care who it is.
Mm.
We already know that 2 people tied up out of the 4 are murderers.
Well, by the start of this episode and seeing the flashback, we're like, okay, well, we're down to 2 for the new killer.
Yes. It can only be 2 people. Because
Yeah.
as soon as we learn that Blake is the guy that's the flashbacks, he's dead.
Yeah.
And so it feels like they've shot themselves in the foot with the style that they've been running with.
Yeah.
And it's horrendous here. It's just really bad. That sequence sucks. It fucking sucked. And I'm on top of that. Again, I'm going to nitpick a bit here, but I've got a real, and I know that people would fucking argue, well, you got to let this stuff go. But firstly, you got 4 people tied up. You're questioning them at length. Then you head off to the fucking kitchen to get on the piss.
Yeah.
Like,
High
three
pressure.
sheets to the wind, Jared. He drank fucking half a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, three
I
sheets
mean,
to the
I
window,
wouldn't be able to stand up.
Yeah.
I'd come back out.
I'd come back. You come back
Fucking
out,
give my crackers.
strip down to your jocks and start
Fucking scumbag.
speaking like Farmer
Scumbag.
Fred and be like, and then we'd get a scumbag and you'd fucking fall over and off goes the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's probably where it'd end
That
up.
sounds fucking like a Saturday night.
Yeah, but that's it's not the method. It's not the method I would go for. Because
I need a cool head, Jared. I need a clear head,
Yeah.
not fucking 375 mils
If
of
I'm
vodka.
having a vodka, it's just it's a nip.
I know. Put some orange juice in it, at minimum.
Yeah, if I go any further than that, it's a bit of strife. No,
I'm
it's
talking out of my ass.
But it's again that didn't really do anything but have him. He came back in and was acting the same way. They were
Yeah.
acting the same way. It's just it wasn't a good experience in the episode. I was obviously way more interested in the flashbacks,
I was interested in
even though I was kind of already starting to think they're not going anywhere.
I think the flashbacks is rocks and diamonds for me. Him, I liked.
Yes.
What he did, how he reacted, and he's taking kind of like credit for something that he clearly did not do
Yeah.
was cool because what that did was it shaped him.
Yeah, and the
little
fact that, the guy's basically expressing that you treated me like shit.
Yeah.
For however long.
You are the reason why this is happening,
Yeah.
but then you're also fucking going to cat out twice.
Yep.
But then when the dust settles, you're the only one still alive. The only one who can say what might have happened. So you're going to run with, I stabbed the killer and he died.
Yeah. I think it works from that perspective of the way that we're viewing him and that adds a little bit to the character of, and as we said, how he's been acting through the series and whatnot. But when we know we're just going to come back and kill him immediately after that's done.
I was actually hoping they wouldn't kill him because I actually thought maybe we'll find out something and then he's still a player in the mix.
It's just the way that initially I was kind of excited at the way that they had placed everyone and their connection to the hotel.
Yes.
But now I'm looking at it like a real problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everyone's got their own motivations, but none of those motivations are ending up back in the hotel with us.
No. And I know, again, I'm probably going to get fucking hammered for this, but I'm so sick and tired of seeing people take fucking shots in the chest. Kevlar, 3 fucking shots at point blank range.
Mm.
You do get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, you do.
There's still injury.
They actually realise the bloke wouldn't be able to get back up. He'd be fucked. But they get back up. And he's got Kevlar that takes shots to the chest from the cops, but it's only this much, so he's got enough room to be stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I don't necessarily hate that stuff, but it is annoying when it plays out in a fashion that you can kind of see. Like when that guy hits the ground and they're sort of walking away, but they're just showing the shot of him just laying there, and it's like, okay, well, you're just trying to raise things up a little bit, and we know as soon as that policeman wanders over, something's going to happen.
And, there's an entire frat house has been viciously murdered, and one cop turns up.
But the
Wanders
whole
through the
situation of like kneeling down and checking and all this, it's like, okay, well, I understand sometimes you got to check if someone's alive, you got to do this, but they always just get close. It's like they're about to whisper something in your ear. It's like, can't we still do this at a distance, or can't you fucking?
But also,
can't you check a pulse while you're still holding a gun next to him or something like?
But aren't you immediately fucking going back up on the way he's down? I'm not going anywhere fucking near the cunt until backup arrives.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, these are minor
They're
things,
small
but I
nitpicks,
look at it this way:
When
you
you
didn't
see him
actually
over
need
and
the
over,
cop,
the
first cop. You didn't just take it out. It wasn't necessary.
Well, it's just
It was just for gore's sake. Like
it adds to this issue of it just feels like, I mean, 6 episodes feels too long.
Yeah. This is dragging. Like it feels like they have ran out of ideas 3 episodes in. The best idea they had, they put it out there that those 2 killers are there, and that's it. That's all they've got.
Why can't we just, mix it up and had more people and killed like multiple per episode or something, so that if we do get a flashback, it doesn't automatically mean, hey, that's the person that's going to die or something like.
What sucks though, Jared, is that they have not even tried to shift it, to throw a flashback in and then go, no, we killed someone else. We twist it. We killed someone else. They've just slavishly stuck to this formula that's now going to end up with, there can only be a couple of people.
I think it definitely seems like it would have been more interesting if you had thrown him back in the mix with the understanding that what you said is all wrong. The way you've been acting and presenting yourself is all wrong.
Which means...
So the high pressure of this situation and how you've acted, okay, we've explained that, but you're still here to continue on with that knowledge now.
So what's your next move?
What's your next
now
move?
That you're a bit...
But now we've just sort of brushed him along, and we know the next episode it's really going to have to reveal. If they're going to kill one, it's going to have to reveal. Well, I don't think they're going to kill one. I think someone's got to survive, but they're going to reveal who it is. Surely in episode 7.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like a good wood chipper sort of death, but that thing's getting gummed up by the time it's at the fucking his neck.
Yeah. That was one of the letdowns of the kills of the series. I thought that one was a bit.
No need to run over a guy with a fucking wood chipper.
It's also
I'd rather you picked him up and tossed him in it.
It's more the line of who the killer is.
Yeah,
we've got this Baphomet. We've got this satanic angle. We've got ways that you've done people in. I didn't imagine him firing up the chipper or the.
Can I just say this?
I didn't need to see him pulling the cord on the.
Can I just say this? We have not heard about Baphomet for like 3 episodes.
No,
it hasn't even been mentioned.
And in saying that, I didn't think the satanic stuff was annoying me about the old killers too.
Yeah. So it's kind of like they've got nothing right. They've fumbled their way around and thinking this satanic angle was good. Then they've realised it's not. So they've shifted, but they've gone down a fairly rote path of like, this is every episode's going to be like this. It just, you got to do something different. Like you got to take some sort of chances, Jared, or that's what stops people from watching stuff.
Yeah. Because
we're no longer invested.
Yeah. Look, I know that even the last 2 seasons, some people didn't enjoy them. But I thought, in terms of the way that they're going with this one, I thought last season was much better in terms of the way that the flashbacks were uncovering something that we were going to move forward with. Even if those characters died, all the flashbacks still seem to be connected to the people that were involved and moving forward.
Yes.
Whereas this one, it just feels so separated. And it's, as you said, we've got Baphomet. Haven't heard much about that and the satanic stuff. We've got the new killers, old killers. That just hasn't been a factor in 2 to 3 episodes. Like it's petered out. I just feel like it's gonna fall over the finish line, and
that's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I was thinking about with this episode is it really sucks for Paula Brancati's character because she's actually been quite a likable presence this series, as opposed to, as we said, especially season 3 when she got saddled with a character that we were just like, holy shit, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's been more of a part of it.
She has had to fucking get through some difficult seasons where she's had to play very unlikable characters because her character in season 2 became a bit difficult. The one in Ripper, she was this sister which I thought was a good
performance.
Yeah,
but it was a character that you had to, your character you just disliked.
Yeah, and I think from performance angle, there's nothing wrong with her performances. They're perfectly fine. So she has an opportunity to be the hero here.
Yeah.
I've pegged her going on to the suspect, Jared.
Yep.
I think she did it. But you know what? I don't have a lot of information other than she's being positioned as the protagonist, but yet she's in the background enough to almost seem like fuck.
Yeah, it makes sense that she, because as I said, last episode with the tarot cards where she was the only other one in the room, I was like, okay, well, that tells us if it wasn't the oldies, which we don't know, and that's probably the one successful thing that's still happening is we don't know
which murders are being
taken place by the old or the new. Again, I feel like we could have got more mileage out of that.
Yeah.
But for her, if it wasn't the olds, then all right, she's squarely in the firing line. And as you said,
and I've got her tapped.
Well, Andy, is it Andy, the professor?
Yeah.
He has discovered a body that's recently been killed.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the two, everything's pointing to her. Wisely, though, I'm going with Andy. On him since episode 3 or 4. I'm sticking with him.
Yeah, okay.
I got to stay on that horse.
Well, this is the thing, Jared.
Yeah, mark my words, Adam, it's him.
There's nothing there. Yeah. I won't put a lot of stock in it.
I've basically just laid out all the evidence why it's her.
Yeah, I know. It's him.
But it's him.
No, but you know what? There's no other options. We've got nowhere else to go.
No.
So it can only be one of these two. So it's a 50-50 split.
50-50 split, and I've still got it wrong. But yeah, it just I thought we were just heading for a way to mix it up with the two different eras. Is there still something to come out with flashbacks with the oldies?
I don't know. I'd be very surprised. Like, I'll be very surprised if they throw me anything decent.
Okay, it's harsh, but it has not been the strongest.
We've hit a point, Jared, where there's not much else to uncover other than who the killer is.
Yeah, and we've got 2 episodes to do it. Is this the worst? Is this the worst one?
Yeah, definitely. This is the least focused. The flashbacks have no real connection to anything.
Yeah. All in all,
even the deaths aren't that great.
I probably enjoyed Solstice less, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, Solstice. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I started rewatching Solstice 6 months ago, and I felt like I needed to shower because it was so fucking it was so gratuitously violent, and all the characters were just assholes and stuff, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, this one's kind of ugly. I found Solstice ugly. This one, I don't find it ugly, I just find it kind of boring.
Yeah, right.
Which is a death knell, in my opinion. When you're making slasher television, Jared, you've got to liven it up. But we've got nothing.
Yeah.
All right. That's episodes 5 and 6. We'll knock off the series in the coming week. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you'll get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. We're on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com, and Instagram at Thrill Me Podcast AU. Make sure you rate and review us on all those platforms. Keep an eye on the Facebook page to see what we cover for our next film. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.